Oktavian Nizamov. Hello, everyone. I'm Oktavian. Vlad and I are franchisees for St. Petersburg and some other cities. In the Northwest, you can see our cities here. And we've been with daughter for over a year. Last summer, we bought our first pizzeria in Petersburg, and our monthly turnover is over 20 million rubles. We have great targets for the next year. We are going to open 6 more pizza places, and the revenue is 60 million at least. Further has already mentioned that we are growing very well, and we also are growing very well in every of our pizzerias. In Petergov, for instance, it grew from 3 to 6 million. It was not the weakest one, but this growth is really stable, and it's a record like-for-like for a pizzeria. Petrozavodsk, 3 years. It was 3 years old when we bought it. It was barely making 3 million, and we made it double within a couple of months. And it turned out that Petrozavodsk was not worse than other cities. Kirishi, 50,000 people living there, 4 million in the first month. Sosnovy Bor, it's a new one, it's a new pizzeria, but we're showing really serious dynamics of growth. A lot of pizzerias around us don't have any growth, actually. They are losing revenue in the summertime. All our pizzerias are really different. What unites our cases? What is our secret? We started thinking about it. We've been thinking for a long time, and we realized that it's our secret marketing. Do you believe it? I hope that you didn't. Of course, indeed, there is no secret marketing at all. We don't have it. We don't have any unique things that we invented, something that nobody had known before us. Something works, something doesn't. But in principle, all our methodologies and practices are openly published. People come to us, we communicate with people, we don't keep anything secret, and all our steps are open. We have a blog, and today I'm not going to speak about marketing a lot. It would be better, I think, to first mention some things like our client customer focus, customer centricity, the trust of our employees. And my colleagues are going to speak about it from this stage. But I would like to say that pizza business is highly operational because we need to make decisions on a daily, on a minute basis. And to make it efficient, that ability to make decisions fast, that drives the success. Why is it so very important to make those decisions very fast? Because if you don't think about the next very small step, your competitors will think about this data. So you're not forming the market, you're trying to catch up with the market. Probably my recipe sounds very simple to you, but I want you to think about the possible fact that probably we don't pay a lot of attention to our results. For instance, if you are to make 10 decisions at the same time, if you're going to think over all the 10 decisions, you won't be able to work out all of them. Usually you take the hottest decision making, and like efficient managers, we know that something may be very urgent, but we do understand also that urgent doesn't mean most important for business. Let's look at the scale of the business risk of decision making. From green, quite safe, to red, quite dangerous. So the price of the area in the green zone is very low, and in the hot zone, the decision-making price is really very high, and they may even kill our business. I'm not going to speak about the black zone yet. So the green zone, for instance, you order something from your supplier. How can you make up for making an error? Probably a free pizza, or probably can you still use those letter sleeves, or are they already to be written off? These solutions, first of all, there are lots of these solutions, and we may be overwhelmed by them. Secondly, the value of the time, the price of the time that we dedicate to these solutions, probably that will be more expensive than the price of the error. So I think that the managers of the pizzerias probably shouldn't make those decisions at all. They should avoid making decisions because they can use standards. If you adhere to the standards, it should be done very strictly. Then the principles may be explained to everyone, to all the cashier, to all the employees and so on. Then they should understand the standards, and then they won't have situations which require decision making. Then, of course, there are some decisions which probably should not be delegated. You can take any course of event, and let's just reconcile ourselves to this situation and move to the green zone. There are some cases that I want to share. When we tried marketing without offline, how can it affect our sales? We can give out slices of pizzas to all the subscribers, our subscribers in Vkontakte. Probably different packaging. That's also hypothetical. How can we work in this area? It's a temptation. You try to sort of justify every decision. But Vlad and I were trying to avoid this decision making. We have the trial and error method. We invent something, and then we try it, we test it, and then we understand how to move forward. This is the MVP approach. It's not just making errors. The key elements of MVP is evaluation and adjustment of your hypothesis. Pizza slices, for instance, when we started testing this instrument, we sent the promo code to all our subscribers. Great effect. We loved it. But the side effect appears very soon because, there are a lot of teenagers who are very well advanced, and they could come several times an hour and pick up a lot of pieces of pizza. So we adjusted it. We created some bots of Vkontakte, and we received a really great tool that we expanded to all our pizza places. Our partners already use this, I think. So I can tell you that any theory that you invent, they can go through the experiment. But if you experiment, if you do it experimentally, then it allows you to free a lot of time that you can use for the red zone items. To buy or not to buy a venue, a pizzeria. You know that we bought 3 of them. Selection of the location for a pizzeria, which is also a very serious decision. It cannot be reversed easily. marketing reward. We understand that we need to spend a lot of money for promotional, and the pizzeria will not make it up in 3 months even. You can't make decisions easily. You need to work with them. You need to think very seriously, and this is the main task that we're doing. We're seriously thinking. So our breakthrough in the market, in March, we had a challenge from Petrozavod. There was a challenge to Yuri Kostin. He opened a really cool pizzeria in the center of St. Pete. So that was a competition. That was a race because we wanted to increase our revenue many times, and unfortunately we lost this bet, and we had to work in his pizzeria for that. But we managed to increase the revenue in a very short time.
And I think it was not least due to us finding time to plan all these kind of activities. Black zone, I haven't mentioned it yet. Yeah. Will Dodo Pizza be successful in China when economic crisis comes? These things affect our business seriously, but we have very small impact on that. So it doesn't make sense spending time on that and cudgeling your brains, especially since we have specially trained people for that, and let us wish them luck. As you understood, my general idea is that we should focus more on smaller number of matters. And it will be inevitably lead to the increase in the number of small mistakes, at least at the first stages. Maybe issues with planning, personnel, or buying extra food, who knows. Can you live with that? Well, it's up to you. But I won't be too dramatic about it. We can work with the broad spectrum. Well, no person is comfortable in the green zone, but we are not normal people. We should challenge zones, so we cannot allow ourselves sticking with small things. Yellow zone, we have to learn to be efficient zone to make sure we have enough time for the red zone, because only working in the red zone we can grow, but not just grow. We will be in the center or in the floor. So for those who got distracted, for instance, 10 decisions, 3 of them are in the green zone. We forget about them. We standardize, delegate. We just forget about them. 2 are in the black area. We don't waste time on them either. 2 decisions in the yellow zone. We try to decide fast. And then there are 3 decisions left that we focus on. We can spend 1 day or 1 week per each decision to discuss, to think, and so on. And we can't afford it because we freed the time for that. So instead of thinking on everything, we think and focus on important things only. I suggest taking this habit, freeing your mind from the simple problems, leaving the comfort zone as often as possible, experimenting more, and allocating more resources to thinking about the most important tasks and decisions. Only then we'll be creating the market, not the market will be creating us, with everyone else catching up.